We're going to get into this video really quick this morning because I have been laughing my butt off trying to make it because comments. These are the hate comments. I've got some amazing comments and I want to say thank you to everyone leaving comments and liking my stuff, and even the people disliking it. Every little helps because that helps the algorithm too. On the other side of it, some comments I've got have been rat's nests. And they've been funny. So here is a selection of comments, and I think you're going to just laugh hysterically about them because, oh my god, some people. So, tell me what you think in the comments and we'll start the show. I felt like this meme was appropriate because I've never seen such a ridiculous, entitled and moronic comment. Thank you, by the way, David N., for helping my channel in the algorithm. I gave you a dislike simply because you're obviously intolerant of the, air quotes, other. I began to find you more than a little bit disgusting. In addition to using my dislike, I told YouTube to no longer recommend your channel to my feed. My greatest hope for you is that these actions by me will do at least a little to diminish the benefit of the algorithm and diminish your reach. Effectiveness. Your channel deserves to fail. So this was on a D&D video. And it's funny how the word other has become a bit of a dog whistle, especially by a very, very leftist ideology, when they don't actually want to say what they're trying to say. So this comment effectively was calling me the R word. And thank you for the algorithm boost, because dislikes and likes do exactly the same thing. I'm just saying. But also, you really think you're that important? Like a channel with no content and no following? Your entitlement here is just funny. Now, I will give this commenter, again, the definition of the meme, some credit here, because they actually said what they were thinking. But this is what's funny. First, you guys trashed the show because there were black people in it. And now you're trashing, now spelt wrong, you're trashing every episode because it's not Tolkien-like. Why aren't in capital letters you talking about the only bought the rights, or partial rights, and doing what the best they can with what they have? It's their money, it's a good show. Just because it's not going the way you want doesn't mean you can trash it. Shame on you, racist. Just because you read a few books, it all of a sudden makes you an expert. It's very pathetic. Oh, honey. Yes, reading books does make you, at least, I wouldn't say expert, but it does make you something in terms of knowledge of Tolkien's world. But it's funny you left this comment on a video in which I don't actually talk about it not being Tolkien-like. I've given up with that because it's very obvious at this point. But secondly, I'm praising the black actress in this episode because she is the only good thing about this dogshit of a television show. So, Game Cone 2020, you might want to check yourself, honey. Adrian. Now, I have something else coming up with this guy, but he's been stalking everyone's videos, and you know what's really funny? Is this guy has a YouTube channel in which he compares aspect ratios with videos with several thousand views, but like 50 subscribers, and just and no comments and no likes on his videos, so anyone paying for views. Secondly, I've never seen anyone so desperately stalking videos for attention. So the first comment on my video was, this video is negative bullclit. Yeah, censoring himself to get around the things. Episode 5 is good. You more than likely decided your opinion about it before it was even released. You're just riding the bandwagon. Wrong your. Y-O-U-R is not the right your, but carry on. Riding the bandwagon. Pluck off. Oh, Adrian, you're a special individual. Now, here's some more Adrian for you. These comments were taken off of Eric the cameraman's channel. I'm going to link to his down below. He's really good. And I mean that, he's really good. And this guy, Adrian, seems to be leaving the same comments on everyone's video. Wow, you're really riding the bandwagon against Rings of Power to bring views to your channel. Pathetic. Yet another bandwagon rider. You were already determined that you don't like the show, and you know it wouldn't get better according to your taste since you made that determination. So there's literally no point in watching you anymore, other than preach to acquire and gaining views to your channel. Utterly disgusting behaviour. Or disgraceful behaviour, I'm sorry. Another ball-clipped hater. The visuals are the show of one of the few things that most people agree are good. However, this stuck-up know-it-all presents overly complicated explanations on why the visuals are supposedly bad. GTOF, seriously, screw this guy. Like, Adrian, I know you want attention, I know you want clicks on your channel, but this is not the way to do it. Why, if you have such a strong opinion, make your own goddamn video. Come on. Have some balls. Let's see your balls. Let's put your balls on camera. Like, I dare you. Because I know you're going to watch this. I dare you to make your own video. Come on. It'll be interesting. But then again, your actual channel it looks paid for with all the views. So I wonder if anyone would watch. Just saying, if you really think it's bandwagon riding, why not ride the bandwagon yourself? But you're not man enough to do that, honey. And now we're back to Adrian. This was left on Eric the cameraman's channel again, but I do find it funny that this guy, I'm not even going to bother to read it out, that this guy is so upset and so wants attention, yet doesn't have the guts to make content of his own. Adrian is the prime example of all talk and no trousers. And I do love the end of it. You're literally searching for any criticism. Well, you know what? People who are knowledgeable on subjects of camera work, film work, set work, stuff like that, are ripping this show apart because it's just not very good. You know, there is no way around it. There is no way around it. So, Adrian, get a life. Disaster or not, it's all subjective. If you don't like it, don't watch it. The problem is you all so-called critics are all idiots. And it's all subjective, you idiots. Some like it, some don't. Very few people actually like it. The people that I see that like it tend to think of it more as a comedy. But also, yes, opinion is completely subjective. Don't you know how YouTube works? Like, giving an opinion, giving a thing, my opinion is not the word of God. You know, it's just an opinion piece. Like, again, check your attitude at the door and maybe take a chill pill or two, because yikes, you need to speak to a therapist. Nerd Mask, I want to thank you for this. I have never seen anything so funny. I burst out laughing when I read your comment, so thank you. Come on, guys, really? You continue hating still? It's still, like, not good as it could have been, I admit, but I do think it's got way better since the first 2 episodes. Some points you keep complaining about are really nitpicks. Stuff you wouldn't bat an eyelid about. If it wasn't for behind-the-scenes history with woke influence and the people in Amazon said some interviews, it's bonkers how people can have such tunnel vision to only see the bad stuff. You're partly ruining it for yourself. Oh, Nerd Mask. The problem is here, and I will put this one into the mix, is that I'm not actually nitpicking now. I think glaring issues with story structure, writing, pacing, and many other things are not nitpicks. Like, I could nitpick the fight scenes, the cheap costumes, the dodgy CGI, and some very weird choices that they've made with characterization. But overall, criticizing really cheesy writing and really bad fight choreography and stuff that looks like it's made out of styrofoam. But overall, the story structure and just everything else is not nitpicks. I could make a pedantic nitpick video that would be 2 hours long, but it's not pedantic nitpicks. These are glaringly obvious. Now, this comment is one comment I get a few times, and it's very obvious people don't listen to the video. The overall cheapness shines through. Come on, please stick to criticising the story, not things you know nothing about. If anything, the cinematography is the only redeeming quality of the show, and minor experts, of course, like the orcs and so on. Oh, Nathan. you didn't watch the video. The overall cheapness I was referring to was nothing to do with cinematography. The cinematography, it has some nice moments, I'll give it that. But again, this doesn't relate to my video at all. The overall cheapness I was referring to, and if you listened to the video and actually watched it rather than commenting in the first 20 seconds, was the costumes, the set design, the production design overall, and just kind of the 3D printer quality like thing to everything. Again, I wish people would comment before watching videos and making fools out of themselves. This one is just funny. Best episode, you're not a Lord of the Rings fan. Well, I am. I've been reading the books since I was a teenager. And thanks to Peter Jackson for introducing me to the books. I've read most of Tolkien. Actually, I've read all of Tolkien's works so far. And if you want, you're welcome to check out my collection, essays, and other written work as well. The thing with this person is they obviously like it, but you know what's really funny? Is like, this is not even a discussion point at this point. Like, Tolkien fans have rejected this show, and the few people that are still shelling for it are paid for. I mean, that's probably where most of the budget is. Your comment is redundant at best. Now, this is a prime example of not actually not actually watching the video before you comment. So, workers unionising and being concerned and racially change their jobs being taken away from them by foreigners is somehow woke, like 1950 woke. My dude, reading fantasy is great and all, but all fantasy is rooted in real world history, and actual history is far more exciting and interesting as fantasy. The problem with this comment is I never said that. I'm firmly pro-worker. I always have been. And what I was talking about was the allegory they used, which was a very obvious Trump allegory. That's what's woke. It's not actually the message. But also I was talking more of the misrepresentation of the relationship between humans and Numenorian. I'm just putting that one out there. That's what I'm talking about. Like, dude, I know, and I do think part of this was English is not this guy's first language. I will put that one into the mix, so I'm not criticising that. But if that's your only take from the video, then whether it's a language barrier thing or just a misunderstanding, like, dude, take a chill pill and look at the context. Now, I feel like I've seen this guy before. I think I blocked him at one point because he was attacking my followers, so I don't know how he slipped through unless he's done another account. This bald geek guy is embarrassing himself more. Is his comeback really to act like a Karen and be the grammar police? You gotta do better, bud, especially since you have the most soy boy sounding voice on the entire internet. I wasn't being the grammar police. I was literally ripping apart a guy's interpretation of fantasy, that fantasy is all about a visual element and not actually storytelling. But, you know, you can take that away from this video. And I like the sound of my voice. It's my phone voice on the internet. I do kind of posh it up a bit because Americans, don't tend to understand me. So I do tend to posh it up and clear up my voice a little. Because I'm very aware that accents are different, but seriously, like, you just made this comment for a reaction, and you obviously didn't have any comprehension of what I was talking about.